one of our family reunions in a place called Mahukona about 20 years ago, my dad and I had a conversation where he disclosed, you weren't supposed to be born. It was a story I'd never heard before. I am one of 12 siblings. Yep, 12. But there's one brother we didn't talk about much growing up, Thomas. He was the seventh child, born and gone in 24 hours. His brief life left a big ache in our mom's heart and a hard line in the sand. She told my dad, no more kids. Who could blame her? She had six spirited young Kanaka already running wild around the house while dad was off trying to keep a roof over their heads and food in their bellies. My older siblings say they have few memories of engaging with our dad from those early years. To understand why I was not supposed to be, you have to know a bit about my dad's history. He was an only child, born in 1922 in a tight-knit Irish Catholic family in Worcester, Massachusetts. His mom died young, and his dad promised not to remarry so he could dedicate himself to raising his son, James Dominic Evans. Dad grew up with no siblings, just a mess of cousins and extended family in a row house on Lee Street. That experience left a big impression on him. He knew that if he ever had a family, he'd fill it to the brim. And he did. Dad was an intrepid adventurer, a doer, a bit of a rascal, and a ladies' man. By the time he was 6, he was riding trains solo. Before long, he was one of the first passengers to cross the country by plane. He saw Babe Ruth play at Yankee Stadium. He served in World War II as a Chinese language translator for General MacArthur. He wrote a book called Tutu's Memoirs, and it's full of stories about adventure, war, falling in love with my mom, and raising a passel of wild children in paradise. So, after my brother Thomas passed, and mom said, that's it, dad took a deep breath, reflected, prayed, and made a solemn promise to be more present and said, how about just one more? That's when I showed up. And this began the unexpected bonus round where 4 more followed my birth. And you know what? He kept his promise. He was there. My morning swim practices, school drop-offs, afternoon workouts, homework, dinner, laughs, prayers, kneeling by the side of the bed. He gave me a front row seat to a father who showed up, listened, prayed, volunteered, and gave deeply of himself. My dad, Tutuman to our Ohana, was a Bank of Hawaii executive, a proud Rotarian, a Meals on Wheels volunteer, a Holy Cross alumnus, and a man who made Mass. But more than any of that, he was a steady, humble giver. He taught us all to serve others, to treat people fairly and with respect, and to always find a way to give back. That's why I give, not out of guilt, not out of obligation, because I was raised in the long shadow of a man who believed we are here to leave things better than we found them. I belong to a lineage of generosity, and I carry it forward gratefully, humbly, and with a smile. Because, well, I wasn't supposed to be here, but I am, so I might as well make every breath count. Happy Father's Day to all the men in my life.